How's it going, everyone? This is Anthony, aka Comics Are Great, coming to you live from the vault in Queens, New York. I hope everyone's doing well. I decided to do something at the last minute, so right now, from what I can see, there's no one in the chat on this fine Thursday evening. Uh, so hopefully, if you're watching this, you're catching this on the rewind. All right. I hope that everyone is doing great today. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day. School in New York, just so that everyone know, is back in full swing. So things are pretty much getting back to normal. The sun, and even though we're still in summer, but it is unofficially over. So I am kind of glad that we're back into the swing of things. Uh, it's time. It's a little difficult to get back into the change of pace. I got used to the summer and the summer schedule and everything. And being a parent and learning this new business with whatnot. So this new change is has been interesting. Been a little tiring having to wake up earlier. Help with homework again, and just with all that entails. All those who are parents out there, I'm sure they know exactly what I'm talking about. But um, hopefully, you guys have watched Team Nerd Herd's Mondo Mail Call, which is going to be starting in about an hour. So I decided to do this for now at this time slot. It's in between New Comic Book Day, and it's also before I do my whatnot auction, which is still going to be on Fridays at 8 o'clock, um, Friday nights, and Sunday evenings also at 8 o'clock. Uh, but like I said, check them out. Team No Herd also has cover lovers on Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, as well as anime. Oh no, sorry, not anime. Fanime talk. Okay, which is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on Mondays. All right, they have a lot going on, as well as the Toy Box Show, which is I believe 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. on Saturdays, and 10 a.m. on Saturdays, Pacific Standard Time. If not, it's 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So, but check them out on either YouTube, Instagram, okay, just to get all the information. They're constantly posting stuff. All right. Um, it may be a while before I get back with them, because of the whole time differential, and unfortunately, I don't collect toys. I strictly collect comic books and am selling comic books. I mean, as you can see from behind me, or with the stash that I have there, that I'd rather just deal with that right now. And if you could see the mess around me, I got comics all over the place. So, like I said, that takes up a lot of time. Um, but now dealing with whatnot and, mailing everything, taking the time to package it and sell and, and keep track of all that stuff. It's pretty time consuming, you know. And I enjoy it, but to each their own. So, I was talking with some of the guys on whatnot, about some things that I want to start doing. This being one of them. Okay, I want to do a weekly stream, and I want to talk about things that things that aren't exactly normal. Things that, for lack of a better term, things that make you go, hmm. Okay, so uh, this one guy, his name is Sticks Boy. Okay, so Sticks Boy, I'm giving you all the credit here. All right, he came up with this title. What makes CRG's what grinds CRG's gears? Okay, so when he put that in the chat, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? That is a great title. Okay, so Stick Boy from Whatnot, okay, who is also an avid uh, watcher on YouTube, with the Team Nerd Herd, thank you, thank you, thank you for the title. Okay, so this is essentially the first episode of what grinds CRG's gears. And for tonight, I'm gonna be talking about the grading scale of CGCS. I mean CGC and CBCS. Man, I can't. I'm getting so many brain farts. I can't think straight. So the grading scale, and if you've watched me on Big Lion Cat's channel, and also when he was on my channel last week, this subject came up, okay, and this is one of those things that really, really sticks in my craw, okay, you know, and the grading scale, how they grade is completely messed up, all right, and it needs to be changed, okay. First off, you know, if you look at baseball cards, okay, and even coins are weird, but baseball cards, the grading scale is really good, okay? Everything is graded by half points. 0. 0.5, 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, all the way up to 10, okay? Even at 9.0, you got 9.0, 9.5, and 10, okay? With comic books, okay, from 0.5 to 9.0, it's pretty much the same way, okay? 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and so on, okay? But when you hit 9.0, everything changes, okay? You got 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, 9.9, and 10, okay? So over the past few months, it's really driven me nuts, and I've seen books that are 9.6s or 9.8s that they look perfect. To me, they look perfect. I mean, obviously we're talking about looking at the outside covers, okay? Because once it's in that slab, that's all you can see. You can't see anything in the middle. All right. So if it's a manufacturer's defect on the inside, if someone may have peeled off the digital code sticker, or if there's a partial fold, all right, that the manufacturer, that the printing press inadvertently created on a whole slew of copies, you don't know that, okay? And with CGC, and now I can't say this for certain about CBCS, but at least with CGC, anything above a 9.4, I think it is, you will not get grader's notes on it, okay? Which I honestly think it's wrong. It is dead wrong. Because if you have a 9.4 and it's not a 10, and the book looks like a 10, you should be told why it's not a 10. You're paying for that book to be professionally graded. Yes, grading is subjective. Anyone knows that. But when you're a professional grader, it shouldn't be subjective. If you train 5 people to grade one way, they should all grade the same way. There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it, especially in this kind of industry where a slight grade change can mean hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Okay. So I actually went on CGC and CBCS just before. Okay. And I wanted to see if they actually had any documentation as far as their grading goes. And they do. I, I'm actually surprised. They do. Okay. So we're going to look at both of them because those are the top 2 companies. Okay. I know there's, I think it's EPX or PCG. Okay. Um, and they're still either they're still new, or they're not exactly in the game, or they're still all the way down there that they don't quote unquote count. So I'm just going to talk about CGCS, CGC, and CBCS. Yo, what's up, All Out of Bubblegum? How you doing, man? Let me uh let me see. Yeah, how's it going? Yeah, it's been a while, man. So I haven't seen you on Whatnot in a while, but I did see you on Instagram. So it's good to see you in the chat a little bit. So essentially, I'm just talking about grading companies and their grading scale. Okay, so let me share my screen over here. Okay, here we go. Share screen, and let me click on this here. All right, boom. All right, so this is CGC. Okay, and we're gonna start with 9.0. Now, I'm not gonna get into the verbiage, okay, and I may do that next time. Okay, as far as the differences of how one company views a 9.0 versus the other company. Okay, I'm just doing numbers straight across the board, and we'll see how it pans out, I guess. So 9.0 is essentially very fine near mint. Okay, that's like that borderline. So CGC says that it's a very well preserved collectible with good eye appeal, and there'll be a number of minor handling and or manufacturing defects. That could be anything. Okay, that's in my opinion, that's very blasé. Okay, minor handling could be anything from spine ticks to fingerprint impressions to the wavy paper or wavy cover. Okay, it could be a roll in the spine. I mean, it could be literally anything. Okay, there should be better details than this. Not something that's very blasé. Okay, so 9.2 is essentially a minus. So it's a very well preserved collectible with some wear and some small manufacturing or handling defects. That's almost what a 9.0 is. Okay, 9.4. Now, essentially, a 9.4 is near mint. Okay, now they describe it as a very well preserved collectible with minor wear and some small manufacturing or handling defects. That's pretty much what a 9.2 and a 9.0 is. In my opinion, a 9.4 is a comic book off the rack. Okay, if you're grabbing a comic book and there's no signs of wear and tear on this book, okay, except for maybe a scuff corner, which is done by the manufacturing. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Sounds the same. Absolutely right. A 9.0 sounds like a 9.2, sounds like a 9.4. Okay, but to my opinion, a 9.4 is supposed to be a comic book that's off the rack. It's a near mint book. It really shouldn't. It should have maybe, like I said, a scuff corner, um, maybe a minor spine tick or two that doesn't break color. All right, they should have verbiage like that, not something that sounds pretty much the same across the board. But like I said, a 9.4 is a comic book off the rack. Okay, that's it, plain and simple. So a 9.6, a very well preserved collectible with several minor manufacturing or handling defects. So, I mean, I don't know what they mean by very well preserved. You know, uh, yeah, I mean, I know that a comic that's inside a bag and board can be well preserved. But if a comic book has been switched inside a bag and board for 30 years, okay, and it looks okay, but has a bunch of spine ticks, it's not exactly well preserved. I mean, it may be, but it's not minor. So again, just because it's well preserved doesn't mean it's 9.6. So they need, in my opinion, CGC really needs to clean up the verbiage on their website. A 9.8, a nearly perfect collectible with negligible handling or manufacturing defects. But that could also be a 9.6. Okay. Anyone who's done grading, as far as, like they've sent a book out to get graded and it's come back. A 9.6 is essentially a comic that looks pretty much brand new with some minor damage to it. Okay. Very, very minor damage. A spine tick that breaks color, or two minor spine ticks. But it has to be pressed. Okay. That's essentially what a 9.6 has become. Okay. A 9.8 has become, in this day and age, a perfect book. But wait, a 9.8 is not a perfect book, because there's still a 9.9 and a 9.10. I mean, a 10.0, sorry, a 9.10. So let's see. 9.8, a nearly perfect collectible with negligible handling or manufacturing defects. Okay, so a 9.9. The collectible is nearly indistinguishable from a 10.0, but will have a very minor manufacturing defect. It will not have any evidence of handling defects. So if it's indistinguishable from a 10.0, wouldn't it be a 10.0? I mean, I know it said nearly, but a minor manufacturing defect would be a spine tick that doesn't break color. I mean, the smallest of spine ticks. That unless you see it, maybe a spine tick that's from the back and not the front, because they do exist. Other than something like that, there's no way. Okay, there's no way that a 9.9 looks like is indistinguishable from a 10, because that's the only thing that you could probably get away with. A bend knocks it off 9.9. A spine tick that breaks color knocks it off 9.9. A, a corner that has paper missing, again, not a 9.9. So the only thing would be, like I said, a spine tick that does not break color. So a 10.0, which is the holy grail, essentially. The highest grade assigned. A collectible must have no evidence of manufacturing or handling defects. Now, the only time I have personally seen a 10.0 awarded is with thick books like The Last Ronin, all right, or TMNT The Last Ronin. Books like that, because they come out, it's a square bound book, it has a hardcover, okay, actually cardstock cover. Let me see. I thought about grading one or two books, but I decided not to. Raw books for me. You're not the only one, okay? You're really not the only one. On BLC's channel, we had what's his name, Thorough, okay? Keep It Thorough Comics. He was on, all right, and he essentially admitted that he would buy a graded book, but he won't grade his own books. All right, he won't send them out to be graded because he doesn't trust the system. And honestly, I don't blame him. Okay, I've gotten books graded, okay, both by CGC and CBCS. Now, I've gotten books that were 9.8 that I personally thought should not have been graded 9.8. I've gotten books graded at 9.4 that should have been graded at 9.8. Okay, so that's why, this thing with the grading system, people say that it's rigged, for one thing, or possibly rigged. Okay, I don't know. I haven't done the research, but that it could be rigged. It's flawed, which that it definitely is. It's definitely flawed. Okay, because the fact that you rarely see a 10.0, And I've seen books that should be awarded tens. And I'm not talking about thick books. Do they all have calibrated eyes? Um, I don't know, man. I would think that they would have equipment, to help them to grade the books more accurately, because if they're just going by their eyes, then I could see why grading is subjective. But they got to be using machines to help that, because how do they know if a comic book is off center? Okay, uh, they, they should be able to count the number of spine ticks on there, how many of them break color, how many of them don't. Okay, things of that nature. They should be able to tell you those things, and put it in a report, which is what graders notes are. And whether you have a book that's a 9.9 or a 9.0 or a 7.0, you should get graders notes for every single book. There's no reason why that you need to pay for them. See, have they stated this? Not exactly. All right. They haven't gone and said that they have equipment transparency. Exactly. Exactly. And that's one of the things Thorough was talking about. That there is no oversight. Okay. The NYPD, they have oversight. FDNY has oversight. Our government, they have oversight. It's messed up, but they do have oversight. These people should have oversight. There should be a company that goes in and regulates them from time to time, both them and CBCS. Okay? Because let's face it, the books that we grade are investments. They're investments. Whether it's gold, whether it's platinum, silver, oil, stocks, bonds, 401k, those are all regulated. This should be regulated as well. The hobby, whether you're talking baseball cards, comic books, okay, stamps, they should all be regulated. Video games, Funko Pops, okay, if there's a grade on it, it should be regulated. Absolutely, because it's out of control. It really is. Okay, so this is CGC. Let's go to CBCS, okay, the competition. All right. So they have a lot more verbiage between each one. Okay. So they don't start at 9.0. They start at 9.2. They have from 9.4 to 9.2. Okay. This book is an excellent copy with great eye appeal. Okay. I could see that. It's vibrant with supple pages. The spine may have a couple of very small stress lines that break color. Hey, Six Face, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. All right, I'm over here with All Out of Bubblegum. I started at 9 o'clock, just going over uh, some grading issues or grading things that I think that should be continued to be brought to light. Okay, let me see. I have it on good authority that they have lost on 10,000 books. Yes, yes. Yeah, what's up? All right, you guys can chat a little bit also, but yes, there is a scandal right now with CBCS. Okay, that they've lost a lot of books, a lot. Okay, and I was gonna get into that after I read a bit of this stuff here. Okay, so because let's face it, because it's an investment. We'll talk, since you brought it up, let's touch on it. Excuse me, real quick. Okay, again, these books are an investment. Now, the last few times that I sent books to get graded, I have a scanner. I would scan my books, okay? So that way I know exactly what my book looks like, down to the stress line. Let me see. Sorry. Okay. Oh, hey, all out of bubblegum. All right, cool. Let me see. And that used to be, and that they used a third party to grade books too. Wow, a third-party grading company that uses, or a major grading company that uses another third party to grade books. Nice, nice. Wow, I didn't know that. So I mean, heck, the subject line could be, should you grade books or not? But that's up to everybody. Everyone has their own opinion. I'm just a little fish, just trying to make a point. That's all. So with so I like I said, I've gotten books graded, and I scanned them because you never know. Let me see. They came out publicly. Yes, sir. They came out publicly in this. Wow. Well, dude, they probably had to come out with this because someone was gonna blow the whistle. Because a lot of times, that's the time when the truth comes out. When you're aware that you're gonna get egg on your face, so you try to get ahead of it. So for them, I mean, when I heard, well, first when I heard it, it was I think it was like 370 bucks. I didn't hear it was 10,000. Absolutely, yep. Because they want to do damage control. But I mean, whether it's 370 or 10,000, it doesn't matter. They lost books. Okay, how do you lose books? You should have all the books in storage. Not just that, they should be scanned, and they should, well, not just in storage, secure storage. Okay, and if a grader is going to come out to get those books, they should be signed out. Exactly. Yes, it is insane. The fact that a grading company, and not just any grading company, them. Now, mind you, CBCS is currently partnered with Beckett Media. Beckett is a major baseball card grading company. So the fact that this happened on the Beckett's watch, major bad. Major bad. Okay. I mean, CGC, I mean, whoops, what was I? CGC is another one. Oh, okay. It's definitely a party now. What's up, comics and culture? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, okay. So we got a couple people in here. We got 4 people watching. Nice. It's a party. So CGC. Now let me come up here. Let's see. Open up a new tab here. Okay. Now CGC isn't just CGC. These are all. This is their entire certified collectors group. Okay. PMG. That's money. NGC. That's coins. CCS. That's pressing. Okay. NCS. I think that's no, NGC is numismatic grading. NCS. Let's open it up real quick. Coin conservation. Okay. It's also part of NGC. Okay. CSG. I think that's card. Right. This is, yeah, sports card grading. Okay. Let's see. ASG. ASG is stamp grading. Okay. So they're into grading big time. Okay. CGC trading cards. Now this one that has to do with Pokemon cards, Magic cards. Okay. So you have CGC, which is, like I said, it's a major conglomerate. And you got CBCS, which is part of Beckett Media, which is another one. Okay. So you got 2 top grading comic conglomerates here. Okay. The fact that this happened to one of the top 2 isn't it? And I'll put it back up there. Uh, yeah, that's insane. It is insane. Okay, they handle people's books day in and day out. How do you lose so many books? So right now, unfortunately, CBCS for me is off the table. Okay, I mean, CBCS from the get-go had a lot of ground to cover. Okay, because they were 10 years behind CGC. Now, mind you, they had the godfather of grading, okay, which is Steve Borak. So Steve Borak helped found CGC, eventually left. He started CBCS to compete with them because there were changes that he wanted to make that they wouldn't let him do. I mean, they really locked him in, okay? And eventually he left CBCS also, okay? And no sooner does he leave that this happens. Maybe he saw the handwriting on the wall. Maybe some of the stuff was happening under his watch, and he figured before it all gets out, I'm going to just jump ship. I don't know. I'm just speculating, okay? So, he decided to get he decided to go while the going was good. Okay, but now all this here that happened with the CBCS, major football. Chill with the cat. Cat is here, but at work. All right, that's cool, man. How you doing, VLC? With all the issues with CGC, CBCS could have taken the lead. Yeah, exactly. Yo, what's up, Double O? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on the show, man. And BLC, thanks for stopping by. Wow, man, it's really a party. Okay, you got Jay Salsa. What's up, man? So it's CBCS had a major opportunity. Okay, they could have done some serious catching up. CGC with the pandemic, okay, they were, because the wait times that people were waiting, for getting their books was extremely long. Okay, we're talking about a year. Okay, and now CGC, they hired new people, but it was taking so long for these books to get back to people. Okay, that even though they were hiring new employees, it wasn't helping not right away. So they could have made up some serious ground. But what happened? This was anything that CGC could have done. Essentially, has been whitewashed by this whatchamacallit. I'm not even gonna say tragedy, but by this conspiracy, for lack of a better term. So, but anyway, they each have their own grades. Okay, like CBCS, they have 9.6. Okay, and they give a huge number of items here that let you know what entails as a 9.6. Okay, binary tears are small. I would think a tear is a 9.2 at least, not a 9.6. But anyway, only some binding and print defects allowed. You can tell this comic has been stored properly. It looks almost as new as the day it was printed. Okay, I don't know. Spine is tight and flat. Paper is subtle and like new. Cover is fairly well centered and firmly secured to interior pages. Slight stress on the spine. Okay, so but they give you a lot of details of what can entail a 9.6, a 9.8. This is close to mint with a few minor defects. Interior pages are almost always off-white, white, or better. 10, well, let me reverse it, 9.9 to 10. The best possible existing condition of that comic book. An extremely exceptional comic. Only very minute printing and bindery defects or the most barely noticeable handling defects present. It is very rare, especially in older vintage comics, to discover a comic in these grades as they are virtually non-existent. Quite honestly, I find that hard to believe. Okay? I'm not saying every comic in my collection is not a 9.9 to a 10, but I know that at least 10% of them are. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that that's very hard to find, no, it's just that you don't hand them out, okay? Okay, let's see. Double O says, I sent a lot of books to CBCS because CGC was so backed up. Big mistake. CBCS has had some of my books for over a year. Wow. Dude, Double O, my question to you is this. With the controversy that's facing CBCS, have you contacted them and do they know where your books are? CGC must have a deal with the devil because every time they screw up bad, something even happens or worse happens with CBCS. Ah, you're right. You're absolutely right, man. BLC CBCS is now getting more busy and going through the same thing CGC was going through. It was bound to happen. That's true, but the losing of books, no. Comics Culture saying, "What's up?" Double O, bindery tears do happen a lot during printing, so it makes sense that they would let it go. All right, that's true. Okay, I mean, I guess maybe they also mean like across the top of the spine, because especially when it comes to the cardstock, how you could have a flare at the top or a flare at the bottom because when the machine cuts it, it could have because the book's not exactly off center or the speed at which it's cutting doesn't exactly cut it all the way down and it tears as it separates. It's a possibility. But yeah, no, this whole thing with CBCS, I mean, so far, I guess it's bigger than what was originally everyone was led to believe. Let's see, CGCS. Let's see, CGC graded a 1945 Captain Marvel Jr. a 9.9. How can that be? I'm not saying it's impossible. It's improbable. I mean, let's face it. Okay, if you had a 1945 Captain Marvel Jr. that was stuck in a pile, okay, it was underneath a set of books, hadn't seen the light of day, was not in a bag and board, okay, because that plastic would definitely have whatchamacallit, eaten away at the cover, all right. But if it was inside a book or something and it was just flat and never saw the light of day and it was perfect the way it went in, it's a possibility. It is a possibility. Let me see. I haven't contacted anyone at CBCS. Not like anyone would answer anyways. But it's worth checking out because, dude, if they lost your books and they haven't contacted you, they probably will never contact you unless you pick up the phone because they're not about to call people and say, listen, we lost your books. Sorry. Have a nice day. They 9.9s are definitely 9.9s. Here we go. I have several CBCS 9.9s. I've been investing in them for disclosure. Oh, okay. And you got your first 9.9 slab. Congrats, man. I got a 9.9 from CBCS years ago. Never saw another one since. Even though I started sending my stuff to CGC, but again, I guess it doesn't matter who you choose because something's going to go wrong. Okay. How badly it can go wrong, it depends. All right. Let's face it. Neither of them is perfect. It may take, let me stop sharing for now. It may take, honestly, someone with some good connections, okay, that has access to decent money, that has an honest, has honest bones in their body, and has integrity and has a good head on their shoulders to do it right. Okay, seriously, that's not in it for greed, but that's in it to actually help the industry. Exactly. Yeah, no, it is, dude. Because getting a 9.9, whether it's CGC or CBCS, it's rare. Okay, it really, really is. Let's see. Jay Salsa, my ASM 31 has been scheduled for grading at CGC since last October. Yeah, look at that. We're talking about 11 months. Now, Jay Salsa, you said scheduled for grading. That means that they received it and it's been sitting there ever since, right? And to me, that's the other thing, that CGC receives the book. Okay, they declared it received, not that the post office delivered it, but that they unpackaged it and that they marked it as received, and it'll sit there and sit there and sit there, or it'll sit there in the USPS packaging, and when they open it, that's when they're going to start to grade it. I mean, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Let's see. I have 2 Department of Truth number 1 in 100 ratio variants, a CGC 9.8 that only has a bottom left corner flare from the cutting machine. The 9.9 looks perfect. You can tell the difference. But what you have is rare, okay? Because sometimes, dude, you get a 9.4, a book that's a 9.4, and it looks like a 9.8, 9.9. And yet it's a 9.4, but there's no grader's notes. There's nothing to indicate why it's a 9.4. And Jay Salsa says, yes. No, it's been sitting there. Okay, yeah. See, BLC, my order from last year, October, was just sent today. What? That it's sent back to you? Damn, man. 11 months. Well, let's, since we're talking about it, hold on one second. So let's share this again. All right. So CGC right now, okay. So they've updated. Let's see. 00. Wow, nice work. That's right. At Six Face. Love that DOT 1 in 100. Comics and Culture. My books from NYCC 2021 are still not back from CGC. Comics and Culture. How long have they been at CGC? I know that. Wait, are you saying that you brought them? You brought them over there and dropped them off during New York Comic Con 2021? So you're talking about last October, first weekend there, and they still haven't gotten back. And for BLC, an economy order. Okay, so all right, so over here, so CGC has updated their tiers over the course of the summer, I believe. So now they have modern 1975 to present, $400, and right now it's $24 per item. Fast track is another $15, but the current turnaround time is 37 business days. Okay, so you figure that's 5 days a week. So you're talking almost, that's almost 40 days. So that's almost 2 months. Okay, and this has gone up. Originally, I think it was like 25, 30 days, but now it's 37 days. Fast track, 3 weeks, roughly. BLC, did you make phone calls? Yeah, Comics and Culture. Did you make phone calls? Six Face. I may have three of the babies eating 1 in 25 from issue 3, I believe. Wow, okay. It went up to 17 business days. Yeah, look at that. But still, 3 weeks fast track isn't bad compared to 8 weeks. It's almost worth it. Almost. Because you are talking $39 a book. Department of Truth number 3. Okay, cool. For economy, 240 days for economy. 240. That's insane. Okay, so 240 divided by 5, that's what? That's 48. That's 48 weeks Okay, 48 weeks for their turnaround time. That's pretty much a year. You're talking about a year. Let's see, BLC, it was 20 business for moderns. Okay, and the high for moderns was 85 business days. Yeah, look at that. But at least now it's, because obviously since they restructured it, now it's 37 days. But slowly that number is creeping up, man. Yo, what's up, Brooklyn Born? Ah, nah, dude, we got 7 people in here. Everyone, all 7. Uh, thank you for the bottom of my heart for coming. You know, like I said, I know I set this up at 8 o'clock. Uh, no notifications on Instagram, nothing on Twitter, nothing on any kind of social media. You know, so the fact that there's 7 of you here at this time, I really do appreciate it. All right. Um, so thank you for at least coming. Um, but until this, I guess until someone actually comes to straighten out the whole debacle that is now the grading system, this is how it's going to be. All right, this is how it is, and how it will continue to be for the foreseeable future, unless someone actually does something about it. Yeah, actually, it's not bad, and considering that I'm nobody, you know. Let's see, CBCS. Sorry, we have here. Let's see, grading certification, right? Nope, that's quality control. Oh, here it is, turnaround times. So their turnaround times. Here we go. All right, so for they've got, whoops, let me scroll up a tad bit. Okay, current turnaround times. All right, so we got grading and pressing. So let's just focus on the grading, because obviously no one in their right minds would send stuff to press, because that's an insane number of business days. 490 business days to sit there if you get your books pressed. Okay, that's just to sit there. That's not including grading. 490 business days. That's over a year. Let's see, Brooklyn Born. I'm sitting on a ton of Silver Age books I want to get graded, but all the horror stories. Yeah, nah, dude, you might as well start taking some of them if you can. If you need money, start selling them. If not, dude, sit on them. Sit on them for as long as possible. But this is the new norm, unfortunately. Economy also went up from 225 to what it is now. That means people are sending in more economy books. And let me tell you something. You know who we blame for this? Like, we'll look at these numbers and say, "Oh crap, they don't have enough employees. They need to hire enough people." No, they're not the problem. We're the problem. We are the problem, because we keep on sending books after books after books after books. They only have a certain number of employees, and even if they hire people, it still takes like 3 to 6 months to train them. But we keep sending books. I can't see waiting that long. Yeah, exactly, man. I think it's BLC's fault, because for the backup with Erod and CGC, dude submits like 100 books at a time. Yeah, man, exactly, dude. BLC, I told you, man, because he has about 800 graded books where he's at. Okay, and you don't do that from sending 2 books at a time. That's probably, yeah, 2 years. 2 years, and remember, that's business days. That's what, 100. That's 98 weeks. 98 weeks for pressing. Grading is 224. 224 days. Sorry, I get into it. I'm sorry. It just boggles my mind. You gotta pay for fast track. It's true. It's only worth doing fast track. But even for fast track, 193 days for fast track. Hey Jay Salsa, it's only every 2 months I send books. But let's check this out though. Okay, got the calculator up. Okay, 490 plus 224, 714 business days divided by 5. It's 142 weeks. Okay, divided by 52 weeks in a year. So let me ask you: are you willing to wait? Are you willing to wait? Essentially, was it 2 years? 2 years and 9 months to get your books pressed and graded at CBCS? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but damn, that's long. That's right. I vote no. I got at least look at this 8 orders, man. Dude, you have nothing to complain about because you got 8 orders there. See, honestly, certain books I really want. I I really want. I look for graded, but it's more. But damn, I have. Oh, okay, wait, I have it, and it's not at CGC Collecting Dust. Oh, wait, hold on. Certain books I really want to look for already graded, but it's more. But damn, I have it, and it's not at CGC. Yeah, that's true, man. That's the choice you got to make. Do you buy it graded already at the grade that you want, which saves you time, at least time, or do you send your book, okay, which is a crapshoot because you may not get the grade that you want, and it's going to be a while. Now, how many of us who have sent books that are hot, okay? It's hot, you send it so you could try and do a fast turnaround time so you can sell it, all right? But by the time you get it back, the heat's died down. And now you're stuck with a graded book. And not just that, the value has fallen to maybe half of what it was when you first sent it. And see, Jay Salsa, I just submitted 2 books to CGC and did fast track. I don't want to wait over a year to get them back. I'll probably get them back before yeah, it's true, man. See, with the lost books, the grading window gets bigger at CVCS to find exactly. Not just that, all right. See, the comic pyramid, dude, exactly right. But look at this. Now, those people who essentially whose books were lost through CBCS, okay, they could turn around and say, I sent I'll say Thor 390, okay, which is the issue where Captain America picks up the hammer for the first time. They could say, I sent a Thor 390 and it was in mint condition. You don't have a picture, you don't have proof, but you could claim it's mint condition and y'all lost it. I mean, yeah, the paperwork said one thing, it's about a 9.4, but in actuality, it could have been a 9.8. Let's see. Hey, I'm doing all the work. I'm selling you slabs on my auction. You don't have to wait 11 months. Yeah, but dude, he's got to spend more money on that then, man. Plus, you got a Hot Wheels car. Either Hot Wheels or Lego. But that Batmobile, dude, I wouldn't mind getting the last one. Sorry. It's getting a little colder here. Let me turn this off for now. So anyway, it's those numbers are crazy. Let me go back to CGC. See, now look at this. All right, economy, 240 days, and that's just grading. Okay, so let's go down to let's see, that's magazines, concert posters, lobby cards. Okay. Oh, you have to go to CCS. Sorry. Here we go. For pressing, modern, 214 days. My goodness. Fast track, 19 days. How do you go from 214 to 19 days for fast track? See, your choice from the garage. I need to call OSHA on dates of a paying for paying his kids for mowing his lawn. I was wondering if that was going to come up. But look at this economy. All right. We got 248 days for pressing for economy, 20 days for fast track, which again, I don't see how that speeds it up. I guess they move it to the head of the line, which delays everyone else's. Okay. For an extra $15, you save yourself 228 days for economy and 193 days. 193, 195 for modern. See, 00. What he said? I stopped sending anything to grade. I might change my mind if I need to sell something right away, and if it's worth it to pay Fast Track Express. No more graded books for the PC. And money talks. Yeah, no, it's true. Look at that. 00, Brooklyn Born, Thorough. Okay. And even me, it also costs money to grade books, okay? But if these people can't guarantee that your books are going to be safe, then why bother? If they can't guarantee that you're going to get your books back in a timely manner, again, why bother? I mean, it's really gotten ridiculous, as far as these turnaround times. And originally for the pandemic, I could see why the turnaround time shot up. But now, no. They've had more than enough time. J-Saw, make sure you get those kids some safety goggles. Man, J-Saw, you're taking a lot of heat, man. Brooklyn Born makes sense. If it's a big book, it would sell raw. Yeah, exactly. It would. But there are certain books that are worth a lot more graded than they are, There are others that you can make a pretty penny raw, and you would probably get more raw than graded. It depends on what the grade would be. I'm not paying fast track. I'd rather pay for more books to get graded. Well, yeah, but then it's either you bite the bullet and pay for fast track, or you get your books a year and a half later, because that's essentially what it's going to turn into, But let's see here. We got 214. All right, that's like, say if you want it pressed. Let's see here. That's 214. I still can't believe that. Almost 3 years. So we got 214. That was for what? That was for modern. All right, so 214 plus 37 modern, which is, I mean, that's not bad. That's 251 divided by 5. That's 50 weeks. Okay, so that's almost a year. But if you want it, if you do economy, like my man Big Lion Cat, you got 248. 248 plus 240. Oh my goodness. 488 divided by 5. That's 97 weeks. Divided by 52. That's almost 2 years. Almost 2 years for pressing and grading at CGC. So if you sent your books to get pressed and graded at CGC, you ain't gonna see your books again till 2024. Damn. See, I can't wait like Jay Salsa 23. Can wait for his grass to grow to get his kids out of there in the hot sun with no water. What a slave driver. See, double O, what I miss? I walked away. So is that much? So is it that much more for fast track? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. If you're just sending it for grading for fast track, okay, it's and it's modern, it's $39. If it's economy, it's $50. $50 a book. See, I guess if you have a lot of books to slab, yeah, $50 a book, and say you have 15 books for economy, so 50, 50 times 15, yeah, it's $750. Let's see, Jay Salsa, I heard something about OSHA and your kids getting paid for the lawn. I was just trying to keep you out of trouble. Man, Jay Salsa is just getting a lot of flack tonight. Man, Jay Salsa, ever since you let the cat out of the bag, no pun intended, about your kids doing the lawn, man, Big Line Cat's been all over you for that. I mean, unless you pay your kids, like an ice cream stick a day, something like that. So I don't know. For me, time is money. Time is money and money is money. I mean, but that's insane, man. That is that. And let me tell you something. Um, I don't know if CGC's doing it, or CBCS. Let me see, which one is it? Because one of them is grading, is essentially giving you raw grades now. That they'll give you a quick grade on a raw book. Okay, it's not an official slab book, but essentially it lets you know that a raw book is a 9.4 or 9.6, or or what, or something like that. I mean, because if that would probably help a little bit. Which one was it? Who's doing that? BOC, do you remember who's doing that? Let me see. It would take about 2 months for Erod to press my books, not including sending them to CGC. No, that's not bad. Because I know Erod, that's his full-time job, and not just that, he does a fantastic job. When is Erod changing his business name to BLC's personal pressing company? See, CBCS has been doing raw grades for a while. I just found out about it maybe this year or latter part of last year. So that I don't know. But the fact that, but you see, something like that would have given them an inside track, would have helped them out. But this controversy, forget it. They just blew their feet off. That's all. Because that's not grass in your yard. Those are weeds. So cheap when he opened his wallet and took out a Washington bill, and Washington had to put on sunglasses. Damn, that's low. Well, anyway, let's see. What time is it? Because I know that I didn't want to be on here too long. Wow, an hour and 4 minutes already. All right, so let's close this out over here for now. Stop sharing. Oh man, I had a good time. I'm gonna have to definitely try and schedule this a little earlier, not earlier, but more ahead of time, so we get more people on, and and we could have a lot more fun. I mean, because this was fantastic. I was cheap when I stole that GI book from you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you did. Let's see. And you're going to King Kong this Saturday. Nah, I wanted to, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's more time than money, because I don't know. King Kong is cheap, but the gas and the tolls, that's gonna eat, and I really I'm not in a position to be buying books now. So, I mean, I would get some great books. Don't get me wrong, but you know, um, yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. There's a Queen show this Saturday too. Whereabouts? I mean, I probably could find it, but if you know about it, let me know. Maybe I'll check it out. My kid would be mowing the lawn right now, but the headline on the ECO went out. You guys are too much, man. You know. I don't know. How old is your kid, Jay Salsa? You know, I mean, if they're 17 or 16, 15, yeah, I could understand. But if they're 9 years old, or if they're driving the lawnmower, then that's nothing. See, it's cool to be here with you, but you're competing against Mahomes versus Herbert. Oh, don't worry about it, man. You know, for me, I'm also competing with Team Nerdherd right now because Team Nerdherd's already started on their channel, but I'm ready to call it a night. You know, so you don't have to answer that. I guess double. I guess Jay Sauce is your counsel. But guys, it was let me see what do we got here, man. The chat's really lively right now. Gets them trained early. No, 9-year-olds have the hands for phone making. Just that. Oh, that's I'm not. I ain't touching that one. What are you talking about? You see my lawn? It looks like a football field with all the stripes. Thanks a lot of bubble gum. See, look, man, it started with you. You came on. You were here a couple of minutes before everybody. You know, so you paved the way for everyone to come. So I really do appreciate you showing up and listen to me ramble on by myself for a bit before we got the whole crowd here. Look at that, 8 people. Okay, if you guys could hit that thumbs up, okay, and I know most of you are probably subscribed, but if you're not, if you could hit the subscribe button, you know, and not to mention that notification bell, I really would appreciate it. 5. Okay. Good stuff, man. Have a great night with the lawn joke after show. Yeah, no problem. I gotta teach them young. Exactly, man. But you know, grading has become a hotbed topic right now. You know, it's taking the forefront, obviously. Um, Maybe I'll take a look. So much for me showing the books I got this week. Well, I only have some graphics because I packaged my books already, and I didn't have a lot to begin with. I only had like 8 books for the week. But maybe I'll show a couple of them next week. You know, and it'll be a slightly bigger NCBD haul. All right. So, guys, you know, like I was saying with the graded books, uh, you know, make a conscientious decision. All right. You know, look at the turnaround times, look how much you're going to spend, you know, and take into account that these books are going to be gone for a while. So, you know, you got to think about if you want the books back right away, you know, and get them pressed. Okay. Especially if it's an older book, send it to a good presser like Erod. Okay. Because even if it's 2 months, let me tell you something, 2 months by him versus shoddy work by either CGC or CBCS, and it's going to take a lot longer. Dude, Erod will take care of your books, you know, and you know what? I have to get a hold of his info and put it down below, you know, and just to get him some, you know, a little extra draw, you know, so that way send some more people his way because he's earned it. He's earned the love, admiration, and respect of the comic community because that's how good he really is. See, I'll do your lawn, Jay Salsa, for that Iron Man #1. I think that price is a little too high of BLC. Plus, you may have to mow his lawn for a year to do that. The line starts behind me for Erod. I'm afraid to get Erod to press books because he may ban me for all the giveaways. You know, but with grading, you know, whether you're gonna wait uh 3 weeks for fast pass, or uh 48 weeks, or if you want to get it pressed and wait 2 to 3 years. I mean, and you may want to think twice and tell the people around you, because sometimes I don't think people know exactly how long it's going to take, and until they get their books back. Because remember, even while your books are there, it could go up, it could go down, or just keep on going higher, and you could wind up having your books there 2, 3, maybe even 4 times longer than what you originally thought. So you gotta use wisdom, okay? And if it means waiting to get your books graded, or maybe we should get a conglomerate together of our own and show the industry how it really should be done, how to do it right, because it should be done right, and there should be oversight. There really should. Okay. But anyway, next week, I'll see what other subject to come up with. Okay, or like I said, we'll see where this is at in a week's time, and if maybe a Big Lion Cat's available, we'll get him back on here, and we'll continue this conversation, because this is still a hotbed. It really, really is. Yeah, it's okay, Brooklyn boy. Just tell Erod I sent you. Dude, what good is that gonna do, man? Erod's just gonna take his books and put them to the side and said it doesn't say BLC on it. So all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming. I really do appreciate it. You guys were great. Yeah, Big Lion Cat has a CGC live unboxing on Tuesday night. If I can, depending on the time, maybe I'll hop on there with him. Okay, and we'll chill on there. Let's see. Oh, that's right. You just reminded me of something. Let's see, Brooklyn Born, so all the free comic book day books, BLC has he on pressing. That's the problem. So he's holding everything up. But Jay Salsa, dude, you reminded me of something. I think this weekend is Batman Day. So visit your LCS, see if they're gonna have any free Batman books. You may get some discounts on some other Batman books and other paraphernalia. All right, so give your LCS a shout, okay? Whoever they may be, and have a good time with Batman Day, okay? Because it's another free comic book day, okay? Between Batman Day, Halloween, free comic book day, I mean, the list little by little is getting longer, and that's great for us. All right. So remember to collect what you like. Okay. Before I get into all that, so again, tomorrow night, I'll be on Whatnot at 8 p.m. My theme may be Spider-Man again. Okay, I'm just gonna open up all the Spider-Man books, and maybe I may throw some indies in there, or I may leave the indie books for next week. I haven't exactly figured out what I'm gonna be selling tomorrow, but like I said, 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Whatnot. Okay, so remember to collect what you like, and comics are great, and so are you. Good night, everybody. Let's see, what does Jay Salsa said real quick? When your kids get stripes from the football lawn, you guys are too much, man. All right, later. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do.